Hello my doves, welcome back to Aphrodite by Olympia. It is your girl Ollie and I have a video for you guys today. Now, I just want to say thank you all for subscribing. For those who have subscribed and continue to come back, it is much appreciated. I am trying to get to 1K, so if you're watching this and you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscription button and make sure you hit that bell right next to it. Now, okay, so this video has been in my head for a while now because I do go live and I get a lot of questions. Like, I go live on Facebook and I get a lot of questions about, you know, how do you prep for your makeup? So I thought I would sit down and film some little clips of me applying these products for you and then basically just talking about them. I do want to give a disclaimer and say that none of these products this is not a sponsored video. This is just basically me imparting some information to my viewers on, I think, something that's really quite important. I will start off by also saying that my skin type is oily combination. So what that means is that I have an oily T-zone, but I have a normal to dry, depending on how, you know, how well I've kept up with my skincare and how my skin is doing everywhere else. So my cheeks are quite dry, normal dry. I do get some dry patches, you know, under my eyes. My under eyes are always dry. I cannot bake. I don't bake whatsoever because it's just so dry underneath there and it comes out looking so scaly and just wrong. So I want to start off by saying that. I will also say that a lot of the products I'm going to be showing you guys, if I know of a cheaper alternative, I will tell you, and I will either link it down below in the description box. But yeah, if I do have a cheaper version, I'll let you guys know, because, you know, I do understand that some of my products are a bit pricey because I am bougie as hell. Like, let's just be real. Like, I tend to go towards more of the more expensive items. And, you know, I'm a registered nurse, by the way, in case y'all didn't know. So I do work and I do make money and I choose to spend my money on certain things, and I like knowing that my products are going to work. Not to say that the cheaper options aren't going to work. They might work for you, but these products work for me. So I'm going to, you know, explain which ones they are. So yeah, so if you like what I'm going to be talking about in this video, please subscribe. Anyway, so let's begin. Okay, so the number one thing that I could say about prepping for makeup is understanding your skin. You need to know, what is your skin doing? Like, is it oily? Is it dry? Is it a combination? Now, I want to make sure you guys understand that dry and dehydrated skin are completely different things. You could have oily but dehydrated skin, so you're not drinking enough water, so your skin's not as plump, it's a little bit more, you know, wrinkled up. That's because you're not age wrinkled, but it's like it's less buoyant. That's because you're dehydrated. That does not mean you have dry skin. Dry skin actually means when you don't produce as much oil through your skin. Does that make sense? So you need to know your skin type before you can really prep for makeup. Prep your skin for makeup. So my skin type is oily combo, normal / dry, because I have dry areas where I don't produce much oil. So they will be my cheeks. And I find that I get more breakouts in those areas because my skin is trying to compensate for the fact that it hasn't got enough oil, so it will produce more oil, leading to clogged pores. Even though pores don't exist, you don't have pores, you have little tiny hair follicles that require, you know, that help you sweat and things like that, but pores don't actually exist. Now, before you come for me, I will link some, you know, literature downstairs, oh my god, I will link some articles down in the comments, down in the description box, where you can read about, you know, what skin is, different levels, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is before you can skin prep, you need to know what type of skin you have. The best way to work out what kind of skin you have is to wash your face as per usual, then leave it alone for a good half an hour. Just leave it, let it sit, don't put no oils, don't put no serums, nothing. Just wash your face, dry it, and just leave it alone. In half an hour, if you go to the mirror and you find that you've got really oily T-zones or oily, you know, everywhere else, then you're an oily skin type. If you're finding that your skin has, you know, gone really dry and flaky, then your skin is dry. If your skin is not oily or dry, you've got normal skin. And if you've got oily patches and dry patches, then you've got combo oily, normal / dry skin. Does that make sense? So that is the best way to work out what type of skin you have, and that's going to be the best way that you're going to be able to prep for your skin, because you need to use products for your skin type. So kicking that off, I have oily, bearing in mind that I have oily combo skin. I'm probably going to say there's a lot in this video. So yeah. So the first item that I want to talk about with you guys is the Murad. Oh, you probably can't see it because my lights are so freaking bright. I will put up on the screen here. So the Murad Instant Matte Oil Control Mask. I live for this mask. So this is what I use. You can use this as a cleanser or you can use this as a mask. You can use it for both. When I'm going to be doing, like if I'm going to be doing makeup for just a video, I would just use this to cleanse, like just to quickly wash my face, boom, 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 done. But if I'm going out to an event or I'm going to a birthday party or a dinner or something where I need my makeup to last, I will actually use this as a mask. On the instructions it says to leave on for 3 minutes. I leave it on for 10 because, you know, like I figured the longer the better. Look, you can leave it on for 3 if you're in a rush. But I leave it on for 10 and I let it really sink in and then I wash it off. So this is the first step for my oily skin girls, Instant Matte Oil Control Mask by Murad. Now this is kind of pricey. There are, you know, other options that I don't know of, but if I did know, I would link them. But this is what I use and this works for me. I do find that there's a huge difference between my oil production throughout the night from when I don't use this and when I do use this. I find that I don't need to touch up as early when I do use this mask. So that's the first one. So after I've popped the mask on or I've cleansed, the next step is to use a serum. So you always know, not serum, I take that back. Next is to tone. Now the whole idea of toners is basically to shrink your pores. I like to keep my toner in a fridge. And what that does is it makes it cold, and the way your skin works is when it's cold it will kind of tighten up to prevent you losing heat. When you're hot it will kind of open, your pores will open up to let heat out. So same thing applies by putting your toner into the fridge. If it's nice and cold, you're gonna find that it's gonna close up your pores. I find that when I put it in the fridge I get less breakouts because it's essentially closing my pores up and it's preventing, you know, I suppose contaminants or like, you know, dirt from really getting in there. Toning also helps to remove any excess stuff that could be on your skin that you missed while you were cleansing. There are 2 toners that I like to use. I like to use the Ole Henriksen Balancing Force Oil Control Toner. This is a mini travel version. I do have a bigger bottle, but I keep topping this one up because it's, you know, a little tester. This is from, you can get this from Sephora. Oh, I will add that the Murad is also from Sephora as well for my Australian viewers. This is available at Sephora and I absolutely love it. It is oil controlling. Like I said, I keep it in the freezer. Now, if you want a cheaper option, there is the Body Shop Seaweed Oil Balancing Toner as well. I like using this too. I tend to use this more with my like everyday skincare because it's oil balancing. It's balancing like the pH and things like that. It's more like an everyday type toner. I like to use this one more when I'm just applying makeup, if that makes sense. But if you know, if you want a cheaper option, this is it. So this is a good one. So after toning, I then go into serums. Now I love a good serum. I find serums have really helped my skin. I don't know if you guys can notice, but my skin is so much better. And I know this is not a, you know, what I use in my skin video, but I think it's important also because when you prep your skin correctly, you get less breakouts. You know, you look after your skin and it just protects it from the foundation and the makeup you're going to be putting on it. So serums are really good to help kind of, you know, give it some like antioxidants, helps get rid of free radicals. Some serums have specific, you know, qualities, like they're hyaluronic, so that they like to draw moisture to your skin and lock moisture in. Some of them are brightening, so like ones with vitamin C serums. So if you want more brighter, and you know, if you've got lackluster skin, you want it to look brighter, you've got serums that do that. There are two serums that I like to use, and generally I would choose one over the other depending on basically what I'm wanting to do with my skin. So if it's looking a little bit lackluster, I will go in with the Ole Henriksen Truth Serum. Starting to look like an Ole Henriksen like sponsored video. It's not sponsored, I promise you. They just have really good products. I really like them. Anyway, so this is a really good serum. It's got vitamin C in it and it really helps to brighten. I also like using the Versala Unicorn Essence. This one is also a little bit on the tacky side, so it helps to kind of adhere my primer as well. So you can use this as just as a primer step 2 if you are wanting to cut back on the amount of products that you're using. But yeah, going in with an essence or some kind of serum is, I feel, very important in terms of prepping your skin. A little bit of skincare didn't hurt nobody, as long as it's the correct one, you know. So that's that. After I've prepped with an essence or a serum, I then like to go in with some kind of mattifying moisturizer. Now there are a number of mattifying moisturizers on the market. I will give you some, I'll show you basically first what I like to use. I like to use the Murad Oil Control Mattifier with SPF 15. Now, I hope you're paying attention because this part is really, really important for my oily girls or guys. If you really, this makes the difference between 5-hour wear to like 12, 15, 16-hour wear. This stuff is thebomb.com, and I can't believe I just said that, but I just said that. It is the bomb. It is so freaking good. I apply this mostly to my T-zone, and you'll see in the clip here of me applying it. I like to concentrate it in those areas that I know where my makeup where the oil comes through and then my makeup starts to separate, and that's around my nose, around my forehead, around my T-zone, just this area here where a lot of my oil production is. This stuff is honestly so good. Some days if I wake up and my skin is a little bit more oily than usual and I'm just going to work, I'm not going to be wearing makeup because I don't wear makeup to work, I will use this on my face and then I will go in with a sunscreen. But this stuff is awesome. Awesome. Some other honorable mentions. I don't know if this is actually cheaper or not. I mean, I think these aren't. I don't know. I'll put the prices up on the screen. But I also like to use the Counterbalance Oil Control Hydrator by Ole Henriksen. This is another really good like moisturizer that's got some oil control in it as well. I really like this one too. I tend to use this one on the days that my skin isn't as oily and isn't as, you know, crazy as usual. So when I'm having a fairly good skin day, I will pick this one up. Another one is the Quarterly Vinosource Fluid Mattifying Hydrator Moisturizing Mattifying Fluid. Oh, that's a mouthful. So this one here, I love this one too. I honestly will use this one when my skin is a little bit more on the dry side with my combo dry oily skin. So if it's a little bit more on the dry side, I will go in with this one. I don't need the heavy duty. You know, there's no point, you know, using a heavy duty oil control mattifying, like I was saying before my camera decided to cut off. There is no point using a heavy duty oil controlling moisturizer or mattifier when your skin isn't being particularly as oily as usual. Go with what your skin is doing at the time, and that's why I have 3 different types, because my skin can go 3 different ways. It can go super freaking oily as hell. It can go not so bad but need a little bit of help, and it can go, okay, I'm dry today, but later on I might have some oil coming through. So that's what this one is for. After that, if I find that I still need a little bit of control with the oil, I like to go in with the Skindinavia, the Makeup Primer Spray Oil Control. So this is the oil control one. I have the brighter one, I have the normal one, I've got the oil control one. I love this. If I'm feeling lazy as hell, I will literally just go spray, as you'll see in this clip here. Sometimes I do layer it on with, you know, one of these. Like I'll use this first in my T-zone area, and then I'll go on with this afterwards. So sometimes I have to combine the two, but I really do like this. I find that it does work. It does work. And I'm talking about longevity. So these products will basically help my makeup last a lot longer. Now, on to primers. Well, we've kind of gone on to primers anyway, but this is a primer. This will make your face sticky. It will help to, you know, stick your foundation on and help it not to budge, but it's also an oil control primer. So just bear that in mind. I have some other primers. I missed a step. I'm sorry, y'all. I missed a step. Let's backtrack a little bit here. After the moisturizer, I will go in with an SPF moisturizer as well, some sunscreen. So this is the Alpha H Daily Essential Moisturizer with SPF 30. I put this on regardless of what else is on my skin. I am a strong believer in darker skinned people using sunscreen. None of this whole, I don't get burnt. And I've said it before, I've said I don't get burnt, because it's true, I've never been burnt in my life. But that does not mean that you're not getting some kind of sun damage. I live in sunny Queensland. It is sunny as hell all the damn time here. And I've noticed that a lot of my acne spots and hyperpigmentation was getting darker. And that's because I wasn't using sunscreen. So I educated myself and I looked into it. And, you know, sunscreen does help to reduce, well, not to reduce, but to stop your spots from getting darker, so that you can treat them to lighten them up. But, you know, lightening your spots isn't you're gonna be counterproductive if you're going around in the sun with no sunscreen and they're progressively getting darker. You see what I mean? So regardless of what I do, regardless of what my skincare is like, regardless of what my skin prep is gonna be like, regardless of what my skin is doing, I always go in with some kind of SPF. Now, I like this one, and I know it's expensive, and there are probably like some, you know, cheaper options on the market here in Australia, but I like this one because I don't get the, you know, that violet, blue, purple cast on my skin when I use this. I mean, it's there for like the tiniest bit, but then it's gone, like it blends out. I've used sunscreen where, honey, let me tell you, I've been looking like freaking Plum Girl from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like straight up plum, like purple. It's not pretty, it's not nice. They're trying to make me look like a fool out here, and I'm not here for it. So I will spend the money and I will go for something that's a little bit more expensive so that I'm not looking like I'm crazy, okay? And I think part of the reason why a lot of darker skinned people don't wear sunscreen is because we look stupid. Like, we look stupid as hell. Like, we look really stupid. It's so annoying. But I wish I had an alternative to show you guys. I will just backtrack a little bit, but the oil control mattifier does make you go purple. You would have seen in the clip earlier, like it does, but at least it's underneath everything, you're not gonna see it. But yeah, this sunscreen lives in my bag. This is actually a backup. Yeah, I have shitloads of that. So yeah, and then also I forgot to say as well, because I said earlier I do have dry under eyes, like dry. I go in with the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. Now I love this cream. Like it is so brightening because it's yellow. It's a yellow cream, and look how brightening that is. It's a yellow cream, and I find that it really hydrates, brightens, and just lifts my under eye. And when I don't use it, I get dry patches a lot easier. This is just a little sample that I got from Sephora. With the points, with the beauty points, I have like 500 of these. Like, I kid you not. I tried it the first time and I was like, dang, that is so freaking good. Let me stock up on that while I can. So, like, I kid you not, like I have so many, because I love it. I love it. I mean, I've gone through like 2 bottles already, but that's like in the last month, because I use it like even under like no makeup days. I'll still pop it on. It is that good. I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, so that's my under eye. That's how I prep and hydrate my under eye. And then we can move on to primer. Sorry guys, I'll get it right eventually. So yes, primer. Now I need to give a huge kind of like shout out, thank you Jesus moment to Tiffany Violet here on YouTube. She has a channel. I'll link her down below. I am going to credit her for this because she's the one who put me on to some of these products. Well, one of them and one other, but yeah, 2 products in this lot, and then some of the other products I've noticed that we both use. But she put me on to this amazing primer. It's called Magical Moringa, and it's by Lush, and it is gosh dang amazing. Like, it is so good. I think these 2 as a combination, if you've got super oily skin, is your dream team. Like, you will not go wrong with these 2. Like, I kid you not, it is so good. But this Magical Moringa basically is rose hip oil, argan, and moringa, and it's mixed together, and it's like a waxy type feel. But when you melt it between your fingers and then you apply it to your skin or your oily areas, you'll find that it will go down to like a really matte powder finish. So it's kind of like doing that whole powder before foundation trick. That's what this gives you, and it is amazing. Since I've been using this, it's changed my game. Like, I kid you not. Like, it is so good. I keep it in the fridge because it does melt here in my beauty room. And the amazing thing about Lush is that they use all natural ingredients, and when you use a tub and you return the tub, you get like money off your next product because they like to recycle. So it's a really good brand to support, and I love their bath bombs. So freaking good, so good. So yeah, that's one primer that I use in my T-zone, which you would have seen in the clip somewhere along here. Next, I like to go in with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I love to use this on my dry areas or my normal combo skin, because I don't want to be using a mattifying primer on areas that I find is normal, because it's basically counterintuitive. You only want to use mattifying products on areas that you're going to be oily. You want to use products for that skin type, like I said earlier. So I will multi-prime. I've been known to multi-prime, and I will continue to multi-prime. I love multi-priming. I love using products to target specific areas. I think it's really important. And I know a lot of people, you know, they have just one skin type and it's one-stop shop. I'm not one of those people, unfortunately. So I really like this to you know, hydrate areas. A cheaper option to this, because this is expensive, is the Australis Primer, the original. It is hydrating, it's silicone free, and this will do essentially kind of similar job. This one just feels nicer, smells nicer, but I wanted to give you guys, you know, some kind of cheaper options, because everything I've talked about so far has been quite expensive. I do apologize. I wish I could, you know, give you more drugstore options, but I know what works for me and I like what works for me, so I'm going to continue to use what works for me. If you have any, you know, suggestions, please link them down below. Please comment down below what you think works for you, and, you know, share it, like let everyone else know so they can try these options as well. And that's basically everything. Yeah, that's everything that I use to prep my face. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to end it there. I hope I was informative. I hope you guys got, you know, something out of this video, and, you know, you start to look into what, you know, what is your skin type, you know, what products are for what skin types, because usually they'll tell you on the packaging or in the description, you know, what type of skin it's for. And yeah, so that's how I prep my face, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see y'all on the next one, my doves. Take care. Bye.